In a recent video, we put together a Veteran Guard kill team using Cadian sprues. In an earlier video, I had talked about using the Cubicle 7 RPG background to help drive your stories. For kill team, I had talked about the Gilead Gravediggers. I painted these guys in that scheme, and I am super happy with it. It is basically the exact same as a normal Cadian scheme, except you have the underclothes are grey, and then the armor is in a khaki, I guess what it is. For these models, I did use a lot of Vallejo colors, so it doesn't necessarily translate, but it is the armor khaki. Any of the greys are probably good for the clothing, and what I did is I ended up using sepia ink washes. It ended up with, obviously over the khaki, it just looks right, but you end up with a really weird effect over the grey, where it kind of ends up kind of weathering it. It's basically got a bit of a reddish or yellowish tinge into it. So it makes it look like, it's dirt or dust that's kind of caked into it. I did my test model ages ago, and I just really like the look of it. You can see bits of it here on the greatcoat. I also did weather it a little bit with some weathering powders. So near the bottom there's a rust weathering powder. These bases are one of the ways I typically do them. So they are, it's Vallejo texture, just laddered on. Then I use dark flesh. I know there's a brown equivalent of it, but it is dark flesh. Then I Agrax Earthshade it, and I dry brush it with Riser Rust. It's actually a common enough approach. I think it works really well. And it gives you a great kind of Martian sands effect. These models were, I have to admit, really enjoyable to paint up. I got a lot of kick out of all little bits and pieces, all details. And because I'm painting guardsmen, it doesn't matter if they look kind of beaten up and they look a bit rough. It's fine, they're supposed to. In fact, when I was doing these, I pulled out one of my spray cans of varnish, and it ended up frosting on a lot of things. So you ended up with lots of little white speckles. And yeah, I had to kind of go back and work a bit over that. So I did a couple of the things that you normally do. So for some of them, I gloss varnished over the frosting. And then when that settled and dried, I matte varnished with more reliable paint on varnish instead. That saved some of it. For others, I had to kind of paint over. And you might see on a few of them there is a little bit of texture that kind of crept in onto the armor. But because, they're guardsmen, it doesn't matter. They get to look dirty and silly. But yet, all done in the scheme of the Gilead Gravediggers. I really like the idea. There's like a full bit of background, and the RPG has sections and write-ups on it. It's something a little bit different from the classic Cadians. And it also means that if I want to go ahead and do up Space Marines from the Absolvers chapter, I'll have, is it Order of the Martyred Heart? I can't remember but the various factions within the Gilead system are there and are detailed, so I can kind of flesh it out if I want to keep it all connected and then, drive stories out of it. So that part recommended, definitely something I enjoy. Kind of tying in with the Cubicle 7 work, which I think is a untapped, fantastic bit of background. But also these Cadian models were great and fun to work with. Oh, and we did the metal burn here. So we painted silver or bronze, and then it was basically a yellowish wash, a purplish wash, blue wash, and a black wash. Same again here. And you don't mind if they mix, because it kind of gives that kind of crossover effect. I've done this on tons of things. It's super fast. There are maybe better ways of doing it, but this is one I enjoy. Yeah, you can probably see the little bit more speckling on this one. I do want to go back with the plasma. I am going to try using oil white to kind of make that glow pop. So that's some still work to be done. But I am super happy with how all these guys came out. And I just wanted to do a quick video and show them off because I am that chuffed with them. Veteran. Is this the last one? Oh, and then we've got the 4 at the end. So the second from the right is actually the test model I did first time round. That was one of the Warhammer store figures. So if you are interested in doing a kill team like this, you will be missing one model. So work out how you're going to get that model, or you're going to have to cut one of the others. So I do mention that in the video where I assemble the models. This bit was just a little bit of indulgence. I'm really happy with how these models came out, and I just wanted to show them off. So thank you very much for listening and getting all the way to the end. Have a great day.